April monthly Q&A. I do believe this is what, like the like 30 somethingth. I don't know what number Q&A it is. We've done a shit ton of these Q&As though, I know that. And this is going to be possibly a new thing that we start doing more consistently going forward, is Q&A here on Twitch TV. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching the video on demand version that I actually sent over to YouTube from Twitch. But if you would like to catch these live, you can follow us on Twitch. It's going to be in the description down below on YouTube. But for those of you that are here live on Twitch, I am so happy to have you all here, and we are pretty excited to get into our Q&A. But we're going to just kind of hold off a little bit on Q&A because just for now, we're just kind of trying to chill with it because we want to let people file in. We want to make sure that everyone's here. We want to make sure that the stream is healthy. We want to make sure that everything is going to plan, you know, all that fun stuff. And anybody who is here, let us know in chat, of course. We would appreciate that very much. And yeah, we're gonna just kind of let people file in. So, John, how you feeling about our Q&A this month? I mean, we've done receiving questions since we still available right, that we can start continue getting questions. But for right now, I know that we've got 39 questions that we've gotten. So, curious, kind of if we see an increase in those or.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we'll get an increase as well, man. But I got to tell you, for the moment, I am really excited that we are doing Q&A through Twitch, through Rocket League. You know, and who knows, like, I was the one that really pushed for this because you even asked me, like, what do you want to do? And I think it even kind of surprised you that I was like, you know what, let's do it. This may be a one-time thing. It'll depend on how you and I both feel afterwards. Maybe it is just more comfortable to treat Q&A like a more formal commentary. But I don't know. Something just tells me that hopefully this will work out. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh man, keep on getting these like weird like little notification things. It's like, what the hell's going on right now? I don't know what's going on right now in Rocket League.
So many people want a piece of your face.
Well, I'm trying to get, because I know that there are like people that it's got to bother some people. It can't just be me.
Right.
Not oh, there we go. Okay, challenge is available. Dismiss. There we go. I got to it and I got to dismiss it. And what's this? Rocket Pass. I don't know what any of this shit is.
Oh yeah, by the way, bro, I meant to remind you of this a bit later. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it now since we're like close to going live. But I was actually telling Chris that we're like on Twitch now, and yeah. I think he's like very happy for us. And he said that like a lot of streamers, like the quality as far as like the gameplay of Rocket League is always a bit rough. So he said what you want to do for your settings is like, I guess like streaming settings or whatever, is like have everything turned off except for one thing, and I forget what the name of that thing was.
Oh,
but it's like, yeah, turn everything off. I bet you if I would see it though, if I could just see it somehow, I would know.
As far as like video quality, you mean?
Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
Turn everything off. Okay, anti-aliasing is off. Oh, okay, they mean like high-quality shaders, ambient occlusion, depth of field, bloom, light shafts, lens flares, dynamic shadows, motion blur, weather effects, transparent goalposts. Was transparent goalposts the one thing that we're supposed to have on?
Probably.
You should just ask him, man. You should just ask him. Is he awake?
I don't think so. I don't think they're available right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he said like all those settings get turned off, and then it should help the quality in theory.
Well, I just turned all those settings off, and I think they stayed off, right? Yeah, they stayed off.
I believe Youngblood 1992 is Javaris, because I know on Twitter he's Kid Youngblood. If I'm not mistaken.
that is.
Sub guys, have you heard how Dirty WWE is doing Harper?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard they like froze his contract and stuff, right? So like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going out of their way to fuck him over for sure. The only person that's in chat right now, because Foster didn't do it, obviously Foster. Youngblood 1992 is Javaris. Kid Coheed, obviously, is the same name. NJ Devils fan 68. I'm not sure who NJ Devils fan is. That Super Blue maybe?
Possibly.
Or Mark? It might be Mark. I'm not sure. It might be Mark. I want to say it's Mark actually.
Identify yourself.
But hey, I guess it is 6 o'clock. So I guess that since it's 6 o'clock, I guess we can kind of start getting into this. We can start getting into a game. We can start answering some questions.
All right, let me get my battery pack
Racist
in
fan
here.
rocks. NJ Devils fan 68 is racist fan rocks, and it's actually kind of fitting that you're here because we do have a request to cut a, or one of us has a request, I should say, to cut a heel promo on the I believe on the New Jersey. It might be on a different hockey team, but on a hockey team at least.
All right, well, let's get our first question, Ashton, while I'm making this game here, because it's just searching for...
yeah, the first question is from Hypothesis, and it's for both of us, so I'm going to first, and then I will either confirm or deny what you say. If Ashton ends up getting Pokemon Sword or Shield, which starter...
You cut out there. Say that last part again. If Ashton ends up getting Pokemon Sword and Shield, what?
Which starter would he pick?
I don't know what the starters are in that game. Can somebody give me a rundown?
Oh, God. Yeah. Pokemon Sword, Shield, starters. I just Googled it. And I know the one's name, but I'm not going to say it because that's the one that I would pick. So I'm going to see if I can actually find them. And... okay. So the name a type, and I'll tell you what the starter of that type is.
Fire?
Yeah, that's Scorbunny.
Okay. Earth.
Well, grass is Grookey.
Grass.
And then the water type is Sobble. So those are the three. And Scorbunny is like soccer playing rabbit. Sobble, I don't even know, like it's like an amphibious water thing. I don't know exactly how to describe it. And then Grookey is like a grass monkey with like a stick in its hair.
Interesting. I'm gonna say the fire type.
No, I would go for Grookey every time.
Okay, well,
I think Grookey is absolutely adorable, and I've also in recent years really grown an affinity for grass type starters. Not in every game, but you know, in a lot of games. So
very interesting. All right, well, we'll get to our second question, and we'll get into our first game here. I'm ready to pick a team.
Yeah, second question. Has John seen any recent videos involving Paul's ego? And if so, how magnificent it is?
No, I have not. I wonder if I could still get into Paul's ego, because like I know the Amazing Atheist have kind of like soured on him a bit. I don't know if him and Paul's ego still associate. I think according to you, they do. So it's been a minute, but I'm guessing the beard does look fantastic. So yeah, I'll have to check it out, Hypothesis. I don't know. I guess we'll just wait for a goal to read the next question, huh? So
yeah, that's why I wanted to give us plenty of time to be able to do this, because we're not going to be able to read questions one after another rapid fire like we usually do.
Right.
Oh shit, that's high.
And I am not, folks. I'm actually sober for this, so
yeah. There we go. Should be a goal. Oh, you fucks. Okay, so it wasn't a goal.
Wow.
All right. Oh, wow. That was rough.
Yeah, this is like a heightened sense of risk on Q&A. It's like, oh, to proceed to the next question, you have to score.
Yeah.
I guess better than fucking microtransactions.
way better than microtransactions, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to advance to the next question, pay $7.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, third question from Hypothesis. Thoughts on the man behind Article 13 in the EU saying he's YouTube?
Wait, doing what with YouTube?
Killing it. He said he's okay with killing YouTube.
Oh, fuck that guy. I mean, look, I really believe that there are nuanced conversations to be had, like about speech and protected speech and forms of speech and this and that, because, I mean, hell, it was the whole forms of speech arguments, right, that turned corporations into people. So, like, there are nuanced conversations, but to, like, wholesale kill a website that can be used for a lot of good, even though the, like, very large... very like right wing, and when I say right wing, I mean like, you know, fucking white supremacist stuff sect is a bit concerning on YouTube. That doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the fucking bathwater.
Yeah,
so even if that guy is well intentioned, like, oh well, I'm only saying that because, you know, we have these fascist sects with a really impressive online presence, and while that may be true, there are other ways to combat it than just taking it away from everybody.
Yep,
so
exactly.
fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Learn fucking nuance. Yeah.
I'm with you there, brother. I'm with you there.
That's not good praxis at all.
And there's a goal, and that means we can move on to our next question. We've got 3 from Racist Fan Rocks. First up, which serial killer should I base my wrestling?
Which serial killer should you base your wrestling?
I guess I'll go first with this, and I'm just gonna go with the obvious answer: Charles Manson. Come on now.
Yeah, I guess for me, Ed Gein, who I only know about thanks to Marty the Moth. So maybe you should talk to. Maybe you should talk to fucking Marty. Because I'm not saying he's
tree for this answer.
Yeah, context is important here. I'm not saying go look up Marty because he's a serial killer, but because when I asked him who influenced him, he also named serial killers. So you and him have a very similar thought process, Races, and you should take advantage of that.
There you go.
Moth Tribe.
What?
Moth Tribe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I miss the tribes.
I miss them in general.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, next question from Racist Fan Rocks. If the Riot Squad ever held a singles title and the women's tag titles at the same time, would they...
You keep cutting out at the very end of these questions, man. I don't know if it's because
I'm sorry. Would they freebird the titles is the question.
I would hope so. I think that would be really cool. I'm a huge fan of the Riot Squad, so if they wanted to freebird the titles, I would be A-okay with that, and I kind of hope they do. Oh!
We're going to need a little bit of clutch from you in this game, brother. Can't be doing stuff like that.
Well, I did try and get that ball with ball cam, and it utterly failed me, so...
Well, guess what? It's okay, because I got it on their side anyway.
I'm guessing you would be cool with the Riot Squad freebirding the titles as well?
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't. Like, if the question is, would they? I'm going to say no, they wouldn't. But if the question is, would I want them to? I would say, yeah, absolutely. Third and final question from Racist Fan Rocks, just for me, actually. What sports team has... And what about the worst? I would say the Oregon Ducks, man. I fucking love Oregon's uniforms. They're always on the up and up with their uniforms. They've always got sick looks, and they have, like... I feel like they've also got one of the widest varieties of uniforms in all of sports, too. So, Oregon Ducks is my answer for that. Next set of questions from Brandon Best. First up, in hindsight, how do you think the storyline was handled?
Which storyline now?
The Kofi storyline.
No, it was handled beautifully. I think that was right now WWE storyline of the year. I think Ashton had the best soundbite about it in WrestleMania Live Reactions when he said, like, they had months to put this together. Like, this wasn't some year-long project. Damn. This wasn't some year-long project.
That's our first goal that we've ever given up live on Twitch.
Luck has run out. But yeah, it wasn't something that had like a year-long arc or whatever. They only had months. And it shows that they can make anybody they want to in a main eventer. And again, that comes from Ashton from our WrestleMania Live Reactions. I thought he hit the nail on the head. I thought it was a beautiful fucking story. What about you, man? How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I thought it was really well done, too. I mean, it's really crazy that they were able to tell such a nuanced and compelling story with such little time. And like, to me, it's almost like a proof of concept that they're capable of throwing something like that together on such short notice. And really, it's also kind of like, I don't know, it's like a negative statement on the state of WWE creative most of the time, because if they can put something that magical together in the matter of a few months, what does that say about their inability to do anything even close to that over however much time they normally have, like however many years they normally take to plan this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Like how that ball looks.
You got it? Yes! Great job, brother. Great job.
And on to the next question.
Yeah, next question from Brandon. Who is one wrestler that you would hate to meet? I've got a really good answer for this, but I want you to go first.
Who would I hate to meet in an autograph signing? After hearing how much of a dick Buddy Murphy was, maybe him, but let's see.
He's probably only a dick to people that give him reason to be a dick.
I would believe it. Normally, yeah. Normally, they're like, well, this
it's
guy
really
was a
easy
dick.
to go online and be like, hey, this wrestler was mean to me. But what is not easy is to go online and be like, hey, guys, I was a total dick to this wrestler and he was mean back, and I didn't like that.
I have confidence that I could pull that off, especially if it was a wrestler that I felt like I was entitled to be a dick to, which is in itself a dickish sentiment. Oh, did I just have a ping problem there? I was so ready to hit that ball. Oh my God, fuck technology. Anyway, I guess autographs. Well, yeah, I would just go to my hate list. I mean, Natalia, Nia, fucking.
Yeah, Nia would be on my list of not wanting to meet as well, but number one would be Charlotte, because I just have nothing nice to say about her at all.
I mean, God, if somebody was to say we're gonna go to a WWE show, especially now that Kyrie's been called up, I'd be like, really? And then they're like, and we're gonna go to an autograph signing to see your favorite women's wrestler. Oh my God, I'm gonna get to meet Kyrie. Kyrie? No, you always talk about Natalia. I thought she was your favorite. Fuck! Let me die.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would say either one of the Bellas would be on that list too.
Yeah.
As far as guys go, I would say like probably like anybody that doesn't speak really fluent English. Like I would say like Andrade, Cesaro. Like I would love to just like let them know how much I appreciate their work, but I would also not want to meet them in real life because it would just be an awkward conversation because I have such a hard time understanding people with strong accents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see.
Like, I'm so sorry for my American ignorance, but I love you.
Yeah, as far as like on the men's side, definitely any mid-carders or jobbers. Like I'm either upper mid-card or main event status. Like
God, imagine John meeting Zack Ryder in an autograph signing.
I'd be like, hey, just so you know, I'm that guy you blocked on Twitter, and I'm so proud of it. Thank you for making my life. All right, next question.
We've got one for Johnny Scumbag. Is it wrong to say that the best period for Kurt Angle was when he was addicted to drugs?
Yes, but I understand why. Yeah, I think it's not even like addicted to drugs. Like he was. I'm not trying to deny that fact. I think it's more like Kurt was in a mindset like any match could be my last match. And so I need to go balls out. But the thing about going balls out in wrestling is you use up your like bump card very quickly. Gonna pick a team, by the way, friend. And while he gave us fucking Clint, and see, here's the heartbreak. Like I know they asked for J Scum, and I'm sorry because like I don't know, maybe I can't go J Scum because of my personal history with like drugs and stuff on the more negative side. But like the really tragic element of it. Obviously, on the personal side, is that Kurt got addicted to drugs. Like, I'm not trying to deny that. But on the professional side, you're giving these quality matches that are possible because you are addicted to drugs to a fucking nothing promotion that's not going to capitalize on it or do anything and be in a worse position even after all those matches you gave years later. Like, that's a fucking tragedy. That's why I feel bad for the losing teams. Like, we always talk about the Monday Night Wars, right? Like, every performer that gave their all in WCW only to see it go under. Like, that fucking sucks because you're just like, well, I'm not getting those years back. And
you know what, though? That really does just, like, play into the Kevin Nash thing. Like, the only thing in this business that's real is the money and the miles.
Oh, yeah. No, and he got that from your guy, Captain Lou Albano. So, like, they both had it fucking right. No, that's why, like, for anybody that wants to hate on Lesnar, and believe me, I have too, and I feel like sometimes he is, like, grossly mishandled with how reliant they are on him. As a person with a mindset of, I'm going to make my motherfucking money and I'm just going to live life on my farm. Respect. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, no. I think I've said that pretty consistently, too. Like, I can have problems with Brock and, like, how he's booked and everything, but the man just wanted to get in, make his money, and get out for a few suplexes. Like, fuck yeah. That's the dream. That should be, honestly, for everybody that a young wrestler's like, oh, you've got to study Dusty, you've got to study this guy. No, more people need to fucking study Brock Lesnar, because that's how you fucking are able to walk in your 60s. So, like...
Yeah, that's a great point, man. That's a great point.
Yeah, but yeah, just to circle back around to the Kirk question, like, I understand why people say it, because, like, wrestling's an addictive form of theater. Like, really, to use a parallel that would be even more visceral for me, it's like, oh, hey, John, how does it feel knowing that Chris Benoit, like, gave you these amazing matches while his brain was fucking dying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a sinister fucking industry, but I understand why people can feel weird, like, man, these matches are so good, but his life was falling apart during this. It's nuts. I didn't give you enough time to move to the next question. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. The next question I actually kind of have memorized. I looked while I was asking the question that we just had. I kind of looked at the next one and saw what it was.
And you scored so quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. The next question is for me, and the question is again from Brandon. If you were allowed one guarantee in wrestling, what would you want? And
ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Difficult question to answer because it's like, do I go for something more like broad stroke, like, oh, universal healthcare for all wrestlers, or do I just go for something like more selfish or like selfless, like, oh, Kairi Sane gets her moment at WrestleMania 36 for you? And like, I don't really know, but I would say, as a general rule, I really do think the most important thing is that WWE either starts treating their performers like employees by insuring them, or starts actually treating them like the independent contractors that they claim they are and allow them to work other promotions. That's my wish, is one of those two things happens.
There you go. Just gonna tack onto that because I'm gonna see if I can score. Yes. Okay. In fact, never mind. Let's just move on to the next question.
I don't want to cut our questions short just because we're trying to time it with our scores. You had something to say? Go ahead and say it, man.
I was just gonna say, and this is why, like, even though people could be like anti-Ryback at times, like, I do like these kind of speaking out against the whole independent contractor status, because it's like, oh, you're only allowed to do these talk shows or whatever. That doesn't seem like an independent contractor to me. Oh, fuck you. And see, folks, you get to just really see me come unglued here in video game form. So yeah, like, no, I totally agree with that. Like, if you're an independent contractor, why can't you do like this talk show or this thing? Like, why is it so micromanaged? That does sound more like an employee than like somebody. Oh, god damn it!
We both whiffed there bad.
Whiffing sucks. All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it sounds more like an employee than an independent contractor. So I just really wanted to just kind of affirm what you said, because I feel like you absolutely made a great point there. And I mean, I'm right there with you, because, like, yeah, there would be a ton of stuff kayfabe-wise, but I feel like that has a better chance of happening if you just
my god, that's gonna be wide left.
No. Yeah, it's gonna be wide left.
Oh, but
all the K.
Oh no! Ah! That was on me. God damn it.
All right, next question.
Yeah, next question.
Oh, now I see what you mean by that was on you. Yeah, next question.
Fifth and final question here from Brandon. Is it just weird that I enjoy listening to Ben Shapiro? I don't actually agree with any of his stances.
Yes. Like, I would need context of what exactly your enjoyment is.
I guess it's just like the eloquence and the charisma, I guess, that he thinks Ben Shapiro has, that like he could like listen to him all day, even though what he's actually saying might be considered garbage.
I know I'm being a dick right now, and Brandon, like, please know that, like, I do love you, man. And like, look, hey, remember, I watched season 1 of 13 Reasons Why for you. My love shouldn't even be questioned. But like, I feel like what did you said eloquence and charisma? I mean,
I'm not actually saying he didn't say that or anything. I'm just I'm just
right.
That's my assumption.
Like no. I see what you're saying. Like, if that would be where Brandon's coming from, with all due respect, I feel like we're using those terms a little bit too liberally. Because like,
everything is used a little bit too liberally if you ask Shapiro.
Well, you know how, like, you've told me that, like, PragerU is just so fucking bad that even people critiquing PragerU, it's just like pretty much like the Christian versus atheism debates, like when you were growing up. That's Ben Shapiro to me, because even though I love left wing personalities, fucking tearing his Koch brother's ass a new one, like, it's just so tiring, because like, I literally, like, there's a clip going around of, like, him and Dave Rubin, who I guess may be another conservative personality.
No, yeah, Dave Rubin is the one that's actually funded by the Koch brothers. Like, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Shapiro is funded by billionaires, too, but Rubin, we know for sure, is funded by the Koch brothers.
Right. Like, he deliberately misrepresents people's arguments, and then he just answers the straw mans, and that's where he's owning the feminists with logic. His pinned tweet is still facts don't care about your feelings, yet he doesn't even apply his own advice or his own, like, I guess, aphorism, if you will, or whatever the fuck. Like, I just wish I knew what your enjoyment was, because the motherfucker has the most punchable face I've seen in some time. Like, God, it's so bad. Is that gonna? No, it's not. God damn it.
Oh, I was almost able to follow through on this.
So I do find it weird, but you know what, Brandon? We don't kink shame here, so hell, man, if you enjoy it,
we don't.
More power to you,
guys.
More power to you. I don't get it, but I don't have to. You know, it doesn't make it any less correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, next question, I guess.
Yeah, we've got 3 questions from Rotten Butter, and first of all, we've got a question that is: what are some wrestling gimmicks you had no faith in when you first saw them, but ended up loving?
I feel like this is a question we can legitimately answer. I could tell you just for me right away, Tyler Breeze when he debuted. Like, I really did not think it was going to go well at all. I thought, like, what was this modeling gimmick? Or is it just like a dead on arrival thing? But it quickly grew to be like one of my favorite gimmicks. I think Tyler Breeze is a fucking treasure. So that's my immediate answer right there. When he first debuted, I didn't get it, but by the end of the match, like, he was getting genuine heat from me. Like, that dude is understated in all aspects. And I think you could even say the same about his tag partner Fandango. Like, it just seemed like on its face like an absurd gimmick, but he just has a charisma that pulls it off because Johnny Curtis is fucking good at what he does. So yeah, I'll say Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Those are my two answers right there. What about you, partner?
I think the best answer for me is actually the New Day. I really did not expect to care for the New Day, and I really wasn't a big fan of them sort of kind of being the stereotypes. Like, they were these, you know, 3 black dudes and they got a dancing gimmick as far as I knew because of like, the vignettes and stuff. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? I thought we were going to get like some Malcolm X shit and it's this now. But they ended up being like, for the first like month, I would say I was not into them because I thought they were supposed to be baby faces and they were just really bad at it. But then it turned out they were being heels all along and I loved them. So, and I've loved them ever since. Like, I have never fallen off the New Day bandwagon, even if, you know, I wasn't necessarily behind Kofi Mania until it might have been a little too late to some people.
Yeah, well, there you go. Next question, and we'll get into a game here.
It's the rotten butter question. It's perfect for us to get into a new game too.
Awesome. So
he normally does it first, but he tricked us and did it second this month.
You crafty motherfucker. Well, for me, I've kind of fallen off reading a little bit, which is a shame because I was really enjoying it, but I've been going through some bodily anxiety as of late, which has consumed like a lot of my time mentally. Great job, dude. But Haven, you and I have been watching Rocket League, obviously, which we're doing right now on
through
Twitch.
The first like 4.5 seasons of Haven. Like, we saw the season 5 mid-season finale yesterday. That's how much we've been on this show.
Yeah, we have like fucking absorbed it.
It's
as
been
far
really
as me
good, though. I really like the show.
As far as like me and the family go, we did the second season of the OA, which I really enjoy, and I still want to do a deep dive on the internet and just look up a bunch of stuff and like.
Yes, you got this.
Yes.
Great job.
Analysis videos and shit like that. We finished the latest season of Santa Clarita Diet. I fucking love that show. I think that's like one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show going right now. It's so good. So good. Timothy Oliphant is a fucking treasure.
He's awesome. He's such a good actor.
He really is.
Is he a zombie or is he one of the living?
I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil the show for people if they haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so I didn't realize that would be a spoiler. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked.
Right? No, man, it's totally cool. I still hope one day you find it in you to check the show out because it's like a lot of fun, and I think it's
I know now, like, if I ever get that like zombie craving, like if I ever just want to watch some zombie shit, I'll probably go to that first.
Hell yeah. We also watched a few episodes of Black Earth Rising. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Netflix show Chewing Gum, but the main actress in that, she's doing Black Earth Rising, and it's a far more serious role for her. I don't really like her in comedic roles, but as like a serious actress, like, I'm fucking digging it. So that was a thing. What else? Love, Death, and Robots was last month for us, right?
Dude, I don't care if it was last month or not. It was fucking incredible, and we should talk about it again.
Yeah! And like, fuck timelines. So yeah, that happened. And
as far as like, because we would definitely won't think of this next month for our Q&A for this question. We're going to be watching Infinity War on Netflix for like the 3rd time now tonight, and then tomorrow probably we're going to watch Endgame. So
yeah, so it's great fucking time. That's really all I can think of on my end, honestly. Maybe I'm blanking on some stuff, but yeah, this month.
Yeah, well, and my pretty much my entire month has been just dedicated to the draft. I've just spent all month working towards getting rankings and learning the ins and outs of each position and all that shit.
I know. We also did the Magicians together, so we got to mention that.
Yeah, oh, Magicians! I love that show so much.
So fucking good.
I think that that might legitimately be like my second favorite show. Oh, and speaking of favorite shows, Game of Thrones. Hello.
Oh yeah, duh. We're currently doing reviews on the channel for those of you that are into that.
Yeah, we're literally reviewing Game of Thrones on the YouTube channel. So
actually, speaking of media, that was something I've kind of kept an eye on because they're coming out with another Bond film, and that was like one of the first pieces of cinema that really defined my childhood. I grew up in the Brosnan era. Craig fucking sucks. I'm glad this is his last one. But Remy Malek's actually going to be in the film, so I might check it out.
Yeah, we both like Remy Malek. Speaking of, Mr. Robot Season 5, right? Is coming out soon? Or 4? Is it 4?
I think it's 4, brother. I want to say 4. Great job, man. Look at you go.
Yeah, there hasn't really been a whole lot of like new music. Although I do know like there was a Diplo song that just got put up a day or two ago that I really enjoyed. And like, you know me, John, I don't like listening to the same song over and over again. Like if I like a song, I'll find an album or put it in a playlist so that I can have some separation from it and not listen to it over and over. But there was a Diplo song that just got put out that I literally played on repeat for probably like 25 to 30 minutes.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
That just goes to show you like how much I was digging it though while I was listening to it.
As far as music goes, I know Montage Rock introduced me to another new group. I haven't checked them out in a minute, but I do have their stuff on Spotify.
Speaking of rock, I mean, this isn't new for me because I've been listening to them since I was in high school, but I've been listening to a lot of Element 80 lately. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Element 80, but if you like the Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Kill Switch Engage, like the melodic kind of metal type sound, you'd probably be into Element 80.
But yeah, just to kind of take the ball back, figuratively speaking, because you've got it right now. Oh shit! No, that's not gonna go well. I saw that it was coming that way, and I turned on ball cam, and that made things worse. Tried to like position myself, and it just did. Yeah, that was me with ball cam on right there. But yeah, the Montage Rock channel, they hooked me up with a new group called, I think, Asmodia, which they're pretty cool. I like their sound, so that's something new I can on. Yeah, they're pretty decent. So yeah, that's all from me there.
I think we're about done with this question.
I would say so. So we just got to score.
What were you gonna say? We just got to
I said
score.
We just got to score and then
we just got to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I really thought I was gonna get it there. Oh my god!
Evil, and not of the LIJ variety.
Unfortunately, because he's superior.
Dude, right? That whole faction is just so fucking wholesome. Oh!
Dude, that was actually a really good thing that you just did.
Oh!
I can't believe we're on this fucking draw right now. This is dumb.
Yeah. Awkward. This is why Rotten Butter placed the question second. He's like, oh, they'll use pretty much most of the game to do it, but not all.
Dude, he didn't even know we were going to be playing Rocket League.
Yeah, says you. I'm guessing he's a time traveler.
Oh, that's
my new
headcanon
hypothesis. Yeah.
Speaking of hypothesis, did we even answer questions from him this month?
We did.
We did?
We did. Wasn't he like one of the first people we answered questions?
Oh yeah, he was. He was the first person. He was the one that asked about my choice of starter in Sun and Sword and Shield. And there's our goal. There we go.
Christ.
All right. Now, let me scroll all the way back down to the bottom of this document. All the way. Oh, well, we didn't get a question in there. Damn.
God damn.
But there were only like 7 seconds. And you just scored anyway. Dude, what just happened? Why'd that take so long to go in?
Because it passed me a little bit, so I had to adjust myself, and then by the time I hit it, like, it was fully enveloped, but it didn't explode, so we were denied.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I guess our next question from Rotten Butter, third and final, is: do you believe in life after love?
No.
I mean, I do, because, like, obviously people have loved before and not immediately died, so yeah.
Wow. Way to be a mark about it. All right, next question.
Sorry for using logic. Cheers.
Yeah,
we
fucking
got 5 from Mark Shoneman. First up, given how much their critics talk shit about them, and kind of how much they dunk on their critics as well, is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez the Sasha Banks of politics?
I mean, God, this is kind of a weird question for me to answer, given how I am generally towards just like all mainstream politics. But
I
mean,
feel
yeah,
like the only real commonalities that they have are like women of color down upon in their profession by old white men that think that they don't deserve to be there. Like that's who else?
Because
Like
they're
what
young
other
and
commonality? What other similarities do they have between the two of them?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Alexandria. I guess I'm going to pick a team here. Alexandria, because she came from Bronx, New York, right?
Yeah.
So, like, she does claim, like, you know, she still got the Bronx in her, especially with her Twitter game. So, I don't know.
Well, yeah, but
You know,
Sasha's from Boston, Mass.
yeah, but isn't that a sassier place, too, on the inside? I don't know.
I don't know. I think
Well,
they try to think they are, but they're not actually.
Well, it seems we've reached an impasse.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Great job.
I'll just give it to you, Mark. What's Mark's next question?
Thoughts on the Sasha Banks situation, and if she returns, where should they go from there?
This is actually perfect, Mark. Coincidentally, so is your face. Because me and Ashton were talking about this, and because I have no faith in WWE to like do the right thing, because you can see how they're treating Harper, and they're kind of doing a similar thing to Sasha, putting her contract on freeze. I just want her to bounce. Like, this woman wants to wrestle. Now, in my head canon, because I know this isn't gonna. Would you stop shoving me, Raja? Jesus Christ! In my head canon, she would go to Stardom, be a heel gaijin kind of performer, and just fucking run the place. But she's probably going to go to AEW. So, I mean, look, obviously for the Kyrie matches, for the Becky matches, for everything, I want Sasha to stay. But I just don't see it happening, and I just want her to be happy.
And the thing is, too, if she does go to AEW, she can keep working. She can work Stardom then, too. I'm pretty sure that they have, like, an agreement going on.
Yeah, so, like, she wants to wrestle. Wrestling is her passion. There is a big... Wow, I've gotten all three of our goals so far. Look at me go.
Look at you with the less than 1 minute hat trick.
But yeah, like, there's wrestling beyond WWE, and I think Sasha's young enough and sure as fuck talented enough to realize that. In the sense of, like, making good money, having a good living, and just not having the WWE logo on your paychecks, which in time you'll realize isn't much of a fucking loss. What about you, Ashton? Yes! What about you, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you, except I guess I'm a little more, like, naively optimistic about WWE's willingness to keep her around, because, like, to me, WWE should just be, like, on their hands and knees begging, don't go. Like, they should basically treat her the way that they treated CM Punk. Like, please don't go. We'll give you anything. You can have your, you know, you can have a fucking private jet. You can have a bus. You can have more days off. Like, whatever it takes to keep her the fuck around. You can have your main, like, you and Becky are going to be the main event of WrestleMania. Just please don't go. Like, WWE needs to learn some fucking humility, and they need to learn that they need certain performers more than those performers need them. And that's the case with Sasha to me.
Yeah.
They need her so much more than she needs them, as far as I'm concerned.
And I would certainly agree with you on that. That's the thing, dude. When you and I were talking about it on Facebook, I didn't disagree with anything you said. Again, as you just noted, the biggest difference between us is, like, you still have the optimism, which I do not fault you for whatsoever, because I think a lot of people want Sasha to stay, and I think to really see that, you've got to be optimistic that WWE wouldn't be so thick-headed. It's just this fucking company, dude, has no idea what their best interests actually are, which seems really patronizing, but I'm right. So...
I mean, the thing is, like, it's really easy to kind of justify why we believe that, because they're all in their own fucking bubble. Oh! What the hell?
Yeah, I just got twisted around again there.
Have we had a single shutout at all tonight? I think we've given up a goal in every game, but only one. And there was one game that we gave up two.
Oh. I feel like we got a shutout before. You're probably right, though. So yeah, Mark, that's how we feel about the Sasha situation. Girl should be living her best life, making her motherfucking money. Again, learn from Lesnar. You know, like, AEW could be throwing some serious money on the table. And, like, with some of the other women that they've already got, it's not like their women's division is nothing, you know? And, like, I would hope that they would take a cue from WWE's masturbatory efforts, but work towards it more authentically, you know, giving the women, like, big spots on their cards over time. And I only say over time because, you know, you want the feuds to develop and everything. But, yeah, like, it'd be fucking amazing.
I mean, you need feuds to develop regardless of the division, though. Like,
well, certainly. I don't know
What I'm saying though is like the women can main event the first show, and what are we gonna say? Like, oh, the feud wasn't developed when nobody else's feud was either.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, I just want her to wrestle. She hasn't even gotten to be a singles heel on the main roster, so I just hope they work it all out. All right, next question.
All right, next question. Let's see. Whose phone? There we go. Firefly Funhouse thoughts.
Fucking loved it. Yeah, again doing this on a Twitch stream, ironically enough. I think it's amazing, and in fact, why I even am glad we kept this on the table. Have you seen Bray's tweets at all, or like anything? Because you know that I've been
keeping up with him. If you would start saying what he said in a tweet, I would probably be like, oh yeah, that one.
Well, because he kind of did like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing where he's like, oh, I love stockholders and I love you too. Because apparently like a rumor came out that stockholders weren't too happy, with that presentation. But it's now done over 2 million views on WWE's YouTube channel. Yeah. Like, that's legitimately impressive if you're not a Brock Lesnar or like a part-timer or a legend to like do those kinds of numbers. Because not even Seth's segment did over 1 million. And I will absolutely credit him for that. But Firefly Funhouse overtook it over time, and now they've got like a big lead on it. Son of a bitch, Raja. So yeah, I think it's great. This really is a do or die kind of gimmick here. Great job, Ashton. Because as me and Ashton were talking about, on Facebook, all it would take is one bad segment for this to just become so cringe, because WWE doesn't exactly have the best recovery. But I just hope Wyatt has like creative control on this, and he's really been able to just do what he wants to do.
Great job, by the way.
The gimmick is so fucking promising. And can I just say, too, since they had... Was this a question for both of us or just me? Because I don't want to hog all of it.
It was for both of us.
Okay, so I'll just shut up here in a second, but I just want to say one more thing. He's gotten in the shape of his fucking life. Vince will be a fucking hypocrite if he does not give this Bray Wyatt a world title run at the end of the year. Because you gave Jinder a fucking WWE Championship push, and he has, like... I can't even give a fractal of a percentage, because that would imply that any charisma exists relative to Bray Wyatt. And Bray now has fucking biceps for days. Give him a fucking run.
Let's be real, though. Like, I don't think Vince McMahon is afraid of being a hypocrite. He's been very hypocritical with a lot of shit in the past. Hell, we even talked about something very hypocritical of him before, the whole independent contractor thing. That's hypocritical as fuck.
Well, then again, I present him his options: go into hospice or die alone. I don't care which. Like,
or both.
Or both. Like, you're fucking old and in the way. I don't care. But anyway, oh, by the way, also just tack on one more thing, because apparently they haven't decided what brand Bray should be on. I want him on Raw because Roman's not there. Yeah, put him on the non-Roman brand. Ashton, do you have any thoughts you want to share now that we're kind of transitioning between games here?
I would say, really, as far as anybody as far as like, if you want to know what I think about it, your best bet is to just go back and look at the last Rocket League stream that we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Who's Ice Princess Angel? Because they were...
Oh,
it's Jackie. Hi, Jackie. I didn't even know you were a fan of the Bond, but as if I couldn't love you anymore, Jackie. She said Craig is her favorite Bond. Hey, different strokes for different folks, Jackie. I still love your face.
Craig is her favorite what? Oh, Bond. Okay.
Yeah, I think Pierce isn't a huge problem. It's just that all his movies try to recapture the 60s camp and charm that nobody was nostalgic for in the 90s. You know what, Jackie? It's funny, because as a philosopher talking to a sociologist, the big brain intellectuals over here, am I right? I've actually wanted to write a paper on, like, the Bond movies from the Brosnan era, because I just love what he brought to the character. Oh, this stage on a Q&A? Really? Fuck. But yeah, like, I've wanted to really analyze Brosnan's Bond, and I guess... I could. I will give Craig this. Casino Royale, the first film he did, was genuinely good. I did enjoy that. The rest, though, just did not click with me. And I haven't even seen like his whole thing, because like Quantum of Solace was just bad, and it was bad enough to really put me off. But maybe I've been missing out. Maybe this is a John problem, as rare as they are. So we'll have to wait and see. But next question, Ashton, before we go and fucking do this bullshit.
A fail bomb for the Tampa Bay Lightning, please.
You want to do that? Because I don't even know what that is. Like, I can't really sincerely do a fail bomb on something I'm ignorant about.
It's a hockey team.
Oh, hockey. I don't know anything about that, though. And
you failed, Lightning! You failed! Maybe you should have tried a little harder to put the puck in the goal. Or maybe you should have done a better job at stopping the other team from putting their puck in your goal. Way to suck.
Or maybe you shouldn't have even put the fucking skates on to begin with because you tried to convince yourself deep down, maybe I am talented at something, but all you're talented at is wasting fucking space.
I picked a team.
Well, now I'm hot and bothered. All right, let's fucking do this shit.
Now that he's leaving WWE, name 5 opponents you want Harper to face. Thank you.
Yes. I think he's leaving WWE. He's going back to being Brody Lee. Well, first of all, it depends on if he's even going to go anywhere. But if he does, like 5 opponents. Honestly, the guy of his look, I'd want him to go back and do a New Japan run. Harper, I'm going to say against Bandito because the guy's just crazy in the ring. Jeff Cobb.
Now
Jeff Cobb
that's a Haas fight I can get behind. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. Trying to think of more PWG guys because I think Brody would just really fit in there.
I mean, there's another Brody in PWG I wouldn't mind seeing him face. Brody King.
Yeah, Brody King.
Oh, you.
ZSJ would be interesting. So I'll say Zack Sabre Jr. for some New Japan stuff. How many is that? Is that 4? I feel like.
I don't know. You think I gotta keep track of this shit?
Yeah, I guess when we're playing, as long as we just keep listing names off. Cage.
I'm gonna say Brody King. I'm gonna claim Brody King because like I said his name first.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cage if Harper ends up in Impact.
Interesting.
What's Luke Harpy doing in the Impact Zone? I guess Luke would become Lucas.
I gotta just call him Brother Luke.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Cage would be a great one. Him and Cross as a tag team. I know you said opponents, but like them as a tag team and then opponents.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
So yeah, I think I've given sufficient names, so I'm good. If you want to keep rattling off a few more, you can.
I like the Killer Cross idea. That's a really cool idea.
I like the idea of your face. Really happy it was conceived.
God, you know what idea should have been aborted in the womb is this fucking stage.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's the absolute worst.
Oh no! Oh yay!
It's funny because this might as well be a hockey stage. Because in soccer, the goal is right up against the out of bounds line, whereas in hockey, it's, you can go behind the goal, but you can't do that in soccer. So this is basically vehicle hockey instead of soccer.
The only semi-decent thing hockey ever produced was the Mighty Ducks films.
Oh,
and even then,
classics.
Only the third one, just to see that fucking team have their flying V fail in their faces.
How about Luke or brother Luke versus Ishii?
Oh, dude, yes.
Or versus Ibushi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even if he wants to go to AEW, Luke versus Omega. Yes, please.
Fuck yeah. Although I'm gonna be very interested in how many like WWE, like ex-WWE performers AEW is willing to take on because they don't want to have a TNA problem. So like they're gonna have to be very selective, and even then, the people that they select, you can give them their own pushes, but you're also gonna want to use them as legitimizers for your more organic talent. Wow.
Fucking kidding
wow. Are you fucking serious? Wow. Okay. So yeah, Luke, brother Luke, I think has a lot of potential, even at 39, because I know he is like a bit on the older end. But if he takes on a lighter schedule and stuff, he's still working at such a rate. And I mean, the Dijakovic match was fucking fresh. Like literally, like it only happened a little bit ago. So like if he would have a reduced schedule or something, get some time to get himself right and everything, he could probably still give a few quality years to any promotion, honestly, and we'd all be better for it. So,
coming at you. Oh, you fucker.
This stage is ass.
I hate it so much.
Honestly, if there was a way to, like, blacklist it, I mean, I would want to generally, but I do like the practice of a stage that we're not comfortable with, but for Q&A, yeah, it's just kind of like,
Oh, no.
No, you're not allowed. So, ahead of the NFL draft tonight, while we're waiting to move on to our next question, what teams are you most looking forward to seeing make their picks? Oh, and you scored.
There we go. Yeah, I'll talk about that during the draft.
Fair enough.
We got 5 questions from Super Blue. First up, how do you feel about Road Dogg stepping down as SmackDown's head writer?
Makes no difference, apparently. If anything,
it's worse.
Yeah, like, if anything, I kind of feel bad for the dude. He was the onslaught of an online campaign. Not to say that he didn't always, like, not bring it on himself. I feel like sometimes the way he conducted himself online was a bit questionable.
Yeah, his Twitter game is god-awful.
Yeah, not even really taking, like, substantive dissenting opinions that didn't even, like, go into ad hominem or whatever. It's like, oh, block. But, like, even he's frustrated with the creative situation backstage, so, like, what kind of shit show is that? I mean, this is coming from the guy that has said on Twitter, like, wins and losses don't matter, and he's mortified about what's going on back there. Like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, it really, like... And see, this is what I wish, like, wrestling fans that like Crusade, and I'm not going to, like, name names, but they should know who they are if they go back and listen to this. They should be more, they should be less reductionist. And I've said this on Q&A before, like in other issues, whether politics, whatever. You can't be so reductionist. You've got to look at things more broadly. And, like, you're talking about a multi-million-dollar company. The failings of one product is...
Multi-billion, by the way.
Multi-billion, correction there. It's more wealth than I'll ever see in my life, so I probably don't think about it much. And that's in. What a great streak we got going. But yeah, multi-billion-dollar company. The failings of one product don't come down to just one man. Not with as many cooks as they have in the fucking kitchen, with how many rewrites they do. You think Road Dogg wants to do, like, 6 fucking rewrites? Like, use your head. It's not, you know, it's just not that simple to me. But... I wish him well, whatever comes next. But yeah, SmackDown, if last Tuesday was any indication, it's going to be a rough fucking year. It's a shame, too, because they've got a women's division that they didn't even really fully tap into last Tuesday.
Yeah. All right. Second question from Super Blues just for me. How do you feel about the rise and death of AAF, and did you watch or follow it at all? I didn't watch or follow it at all. I think I watched, like, clips, like a highlight clip of one game, and decided it wasn't for me. As far as the rise and death of it, like, it was, I'm glad that people enjoyed it while it was around, but, you know, if football players are putting their bodies on the line the way they are you going to ready up, by the way?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, brother. I was just listening to you answer the question.
Yeah, what I was going to say was, like, if football players are going to put their bodies on the line, I would more than $75,000 a year, because that's, like, literally ruining the rest of their lives for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that's how I feel. I didn't really follow it, but, you know, I'm glad people got their enjoyment out of it, and I wish the players would have gotten paid more. But regardless, next question from Super Blues for both of us. Will there ever be another winner from number 1 in the Royal Rumble? And if so, will it be a man or a woman that does it?
I think a woman. Yeah, I did as well. I think a woman is due. I'm surprised they haven't done it already, to be honest.
Yeah,
but then again,
I was really expecting a woman to do it. Both of the years that it's happened, I was fully expecting either Sasha or Becky to win from number 1.
I'm going to keep saying that it's going to be a women's Rumble, that we're going to see a number 1 winner again. So, like, I think it'll be women.
You know what, dude? As much as I hope you're right, just based on, like, the desire to be right and knowing Vince McMahon, I'm going to say it's going to happen, but it's going to be a dude again.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they haven't given that rub to Roman yet. And they may even do it in the 2020 Rumble, because...
I mean, they almost did, didn't they? Like, what was it, 2016, the year that he defended the title, he had to come out first.
Yeah, that's true.
And he was the last, or not last, he was like the second or third last person eliminated in that. So they came close.
Yeah.
Didn't have the balls to pull the trigger on it, but they came close.
But now in 2020, like, I could just picture, you know... overcame leukemia.
Oh, the big dog is number 1, and his chances of winning drastic go down.
Yeah. It's like overcame leukemia, overcame Drew McIntyre. Can he overcome being number 1 in the Royal Rumble? So.
Who'd have cars again?
Because when it rains, it pours. Nice job. All right, next question.
Next question from Super Blue. What are your preview and predictions for Impact Wrestling Rebellion this Sunday?
Oh, we don't have those.
Yeah, if you're in chat and you have access to that card, let us know what the card is, because, like, this is we don't really have the access to know what the card is, and I would rather not wait until the end of this game to look it up.
Yeah, because that's like stalling all this time on one question on a product that we don't even really cover.
So I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna move on, and if by the end of our session here we don't get anybody in chat telling us what the matches are, I will just look it up and answer that question last.
Okay.
It's TNA Impact Rebellion. It's coming up, I think tomorrow actually. It's not really a pay-per-view, I don't think per se. I think it's just like a special live TV show that they're doing, I think. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure. I don't really know how Impact operates, so I don't want to go acting like I know what I'm talking about when I don't. Oh, that's in. Attaboy. Good job, brother.
Yeah, let's keep this moving. So.
All right. Next question from Super Blue. John, cut a promo on why people should watch My Hero Academia.
Oh, fucking great anime. The animation is freaking gorgeous. The fight scenes are emotional. There is actually legitimately. And here's the thing, like I have no shame in like.
Is My Hero Academia shonen?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, of course. I'm stupid. Of course it's a shonen. I for some reason I was thinking about a different paper. Isn't there like a cooking anime?
Oh, Food Wars.
But yeah, it's not My Hero Academia. So yeah, that makes sense.
No. Food Wars is fucking amazing though. But yeah, My Hero Academia, fucking great anime. Fight scenes are great. Really enjoy the.
My God.
I know. Really enjoy the characters. As I was getting ready to say before Ashton had the question about the shonen thing, I'm not ashamed to say that like quite a bit of media can get me to cry. But like there is one scene in My Hero Academia. I'm not going to spoil it in case there are any people that like haven't been converted. Which I mean, what the fuck are you waiting for? That like anytime I watch, yeah, well, get some. But there's like one.
I wish I could.
There's one scene from My Hero Academia that no matter how many, and the streak doesn't continue, at least not yet, and now it does. But yeah, there's one scene from My Hero Academia that I can watch it even like 2 times in a row, and my tear ducts operate like both fucking time. Like I can't watch the scene without crying or getting emotional. It's like so powerful. I will say this though, because I have to be that guy. If you're gonna watch it, please, for the love of God, if you have any self-respect for your ears, do the sub. The dub is ass. The only worthwhile thing in the dub is Chris Sabat as All Might. That's it. Like, the guy that does Deku, I want to punch him in the fucking trachea so he gets out of work. Like, Jesus Christ. But the sub's fantastic. So, yeah, if you're into shonen anime, like, if you're coming from, like, the Dragon Ball, One Piece generation or whatever, Naruto, which I don't know how Boruto's thing. I haven't even bothered to touch that crap. My Hero Academia, I think would be like right in your wheelhouse. I love it. It's so good. So next,
I'm sure I'll check it out eventually. Well, Foster was very kind, and he went out of his way to find the Impact Rebellion card for us.
I fucking love you, Foster.
He's the best, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we'll just start from. We'll just go in order that he listed them in. Taya Valkyrie defending the Knockouts Championship against Jordan Grace.
Going with Jordan Grace on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Lucha Bros defending the Impact Tag Titles against LAX.
Gonna go with Lucha Bros on this one.
Yep, same. All right, Gail Kim versus Tessa Blanchard in like a grudge match, basically. Gail Kim came out of retirement for this.
Again, I'm gonna say Tessa wins this one.
I sure as fuck hope so, man. I'm not even the biggest Tessa fan, but come the fuck on, Gail.
Yeah, Gail. All right, so yeah, Tessa for that one.
All right. Rich Swann defending the X Division title against Sami Callihan.
You know what? I've had a feeling, because we've seen a little bit of this feud in the brief time that we covered Impact, I'm going to say Sami Callihan's going to win this one.
This is going to be a complete and utter fuck finish. And yeah, I agree, Sami's winning. And then the main event, Johnny Impact defending the Knockout, or the Impact World title against Cage.
You know what? I think Cage is winning, and then Lance Storm's going to get beat down on by his former student Taya and Johnny for them to get more heel heat. So I think
why Lance Storm? What's Lance Storm have to do with it?
Well, he's a special guest referee.
Oh, yes, I didn't
Yeah, and Johnny and Ty are confident because, again, like Ty and Lance, their whole relationship is, teacher and student kind of thing.
Right.
I think he's going to count the fall, though, for Cage because, like, if I could just be serious for a moment and he's fucking Lance and they're just going to be like, how could you do this? I thought, I was your student, and because Lance only knows one emotion, he's like fucking Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's just going to be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. This is wrestling, whatever. And then they beat the shit out of him, and then maybe Cage makes a save. But yeah, as much as I want Johnny to retain and be champion forever, Cage deserves a fucking world title somewhere. Might as well be fucking Impact. So I'm going to go with Cage.
All right, next question is from Iconic Player 1, or Iconic Head Writer of Nonsense, as he's going by now in the Discord at least. What are your thoughts on MLW? It's Major League Wrestling. He said he's been watching it a lot lately.
Really don't have any thoughts on it. I've watched it very sparingly, so I can't give any kind of substantive opinion. Ashton, have you checked out anything? Or
I don't think I've ever actually watched a show, but what I do know is that apparently they use exclusive contracts, so fuck them.
Yeah, so yeah, fuck you guys. All right. Next question.
I would be willing to check out the show just because, like any good wrestling I can probably get into. But just from an ethical perspective, like you've got pretty much every other company in North America being like, hey, you can work for some other promotions if you want, and then MLW is just like, no, fuck you, you're ours.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're like AEW, like actually treating their performers like employees and insuring them and shit, then I'd be behind it. But if not, then yeah, fuck them.
Oh yeah, dude, I mean, there's a fine line. Like, I think we've just gotten so used to the way, like, the wrestling, kind of carny world works that we see exclusive contracts and we just kind of hiss. But if they were like, hey, you've got exclusive contracts, but we'll take care of you. Here's your health care. We're not scared about you, getting what you need, even that's like through a union or whatever. Like, we get it. Employment protections, you've got all that. They're genuinely covering them. I'd be like, you know what? There are worse forms of servitude in life. But if you're going to do exclusive contracts and stay under, like, the current independent contractor model, like, that way, yeah, fuck all the way off. Freaking assholes. All right, next question.
Yeah, next question from Iconic is, if you could have a dragon, what species or type would it be? And then he also added an asterisk. It's a fuck ton of them. I'm surprised.
I would want something like Dragon Man, a dragon that's also a man. Who wouldn't want a fucking hybrid?
I guess I'm a nerd because I am a big fan of Ark Survival Evolved, and I would want a lightning wyvern.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can move on to our next question before we get into our next game. Book the worst possible debut for the Undisputed Era on the main roster, and I picked a team.
You have Colt, the worst possible debut. They come out, they beat up Seth Rollins. Cole gets a Universal Championship match on Raw in his very first fucking Raw match. Seth beats him clean. Undisputed Era implodes because Roddy didn't do his job right. So pretty much a carryover from the NXT storyline. Worst debut in history. Arrive, challenge for the title, lose your faction, leave. What about you, Ashton?
God. I mean, that was pretty bad, but at least they get the cool moment of the debut itself. I'm trying to think of, like, how to even ruin that.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Actually, no. I already answered, so no, you go. This is all you. But you saying that just kind of made me think.
I'm like, okay, well, we need to make Adam Cole fat again first.
Yeah. Somebody needs to call Excalibur.
And then we have them debut completely unceremoniously, like EC3 did.
Yeah.
Just like randomly in the back during a segment that's focused on somebody else.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when I got all excited, yeah.
And then our first match is Adam Cole versus Curtis Axel, and he loses.
Oh my god, dude, is it hurting you right now saying all these things?
Yes, but it's also preparing me for the worst because it's shit that I fully expect to be possible to happen.
Yeah, oh my god. I feel like I'm going to be holding you a lot during Undisputed Era's main roster run, specifically Adam Cole. I'm just going to be reacting to fucking Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel beating Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly in a tag match. And
oh you
god.
fuck. All you, man.
That might be a decent wall hit. But yeah, man, those are some pretty rank debuts. Goddamn.
How would you rank the debuts?
You actually managed to be worse than me. I just thought I'd be like, tease them with everything and then give them nothing. You were just like, huh, fucking teasing. They still get satisfaction out of that, so fuck them. Dead right out of the gate.
God, I hated doing that.
Yeah, I really hate myself right now.
I like Foster's idea, though. They come out, and then it's revealed Adam Cole is Michael Cole's son, and then he does Michael Cole, baby!
Oh my god, the cringe. It's perfect.
I know. I feel bad for just reading that out loud, honestly. Very impressive, Foster. I think you have us both beat, okay.
Yeah. Foster knew he would, too. I think he had that in saving. Oh. I hate you.
That's what, though?
What, friend? Nice! Nice!
Alright, next question from Iconic Player 1. Is Kairi Sane's hug powerful enough to extinguish the evil within Johnny Scumbag?
Yes! If any of you find a way for me to meet Kairi and you want Johnny Scumbag to die, yes, get me to meet Kairi Sane. I will nervously ask for a hug, and if she consents, like, yes, Johnny Scumbag is dead. If she says no, though, man, he will have gotten away by the skin of his fucking
Dude, you know what? Knowing Kairi, you wouldn't have to ask. You would see her and walk up to her, and she would just reach for one.
Oh my god. So, yeah, if you want Johnny Scumbag to die, we need to start a Get John to Meet Kairi Sane fund. I should have done this with Mundo, but you know what? And I'm going to say it. This is more important. That fucking squee, though. Way to emit from the face.
From the throat.
Kairi's fucking amazing. Oh my god.
Alright, next question from Iconic Player 1. Will the success of All Elite Wrestling be the end game of the wrestling industry, or for the wrestling industry?
One can hope. You know, one can hope. Like,
yeah, the
I
thing
want to.
is, TNT is actually in more homes than USA Network. So if there is any possible chance that any wrestling promotion is ever going to compete in the US, because I actually saw AAA is drawing more viewers in Mexico than WWE, worldwide actually, than WWE does.
I've always kind of wondered this since all these rumblings began. I wonder if TNT was kind of a psychological move too, because Nitro and everything.
Yeah.
And like,
totally.
it feels so, you know what I mean? Like, I hate to be that guy to like read into stupid stuff like that.
Look
but
at
yeah.
you with your amazing face.
Only because your face is amazing.
Oh my god.
But yeah, TNT was totally deliberate. But yeah, one can hope. You know, I want to see wrestlers taken care of. I want to see people provided for. I want to see great wrestling. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, when you really think about it, and this is just kind of circling back around, honestly, to the Kurt Angle question a little bit. When you really sit on it, you know, wrestling's kind of a dirty industry. And, like, sometimes I feel bad.
It's fucking funny, brother.
Yeah, like, sometimes I feel bad for enjoying it as much as I do.
Yeah.
But, like, if we ever get to a place where, like, they're actually treated as human beings rather than cattle, like, I would be the most shameless fucking wrestling fan ever. I'd be like, yeah! They'd be like, but that stuff's fake. Yeah, but my thing treats people better than your thing, so suck it! Unfortunately, though, I don't have that leg to stand on right now, but maybe one day.
I love how you're just looking for moral high grounds to stand on.
Yes, that is so me. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but hear you talking and feeling superior. All right.
I think we can get into our next question, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
From Abel.
Oh my god!
Will wrestling ever have another boom period?
Abel, as long as your face is watching the product, it's a perpetual boom period.
Yeah.
But answering your question sincerely,
I think we're on the cusp of one right now, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, the pieces really seem to be coming together. Like, AEW is coming in with their financial backing, and they're coming in guns blazing. Like,
exactly.
They're like,
AEW is going to be the cause for the second boom, if there ever is one.
Yeah, AEW is like, don't put me in a fucking studio in fucking Florida. Get me on fucking TNT. Like, that's sending a serious message, guys. Like, that's the way I look at it. So I absolutely do think a boom period is going to exist. And again, Abel, your existence certainly couldn't hurt the matter. So
All right, second question from Abel. Does anonymity on the internet cause people to misbehave and like make them worse? Or does it just reveal who they truly would be if they knew that there weren't any consequences to their actions in the real world?
You know, because I'm actually having a really good time doing Q&A through Twitch, like this has actually been a really like chill experience for me. I guess because like we get to be stimulated with gaming. I'm going to be a bit poetic here, and I'm going to take a line from the guy that ended up killing Batman in like the final, like I guess you could almost call it an epilogue in The Killing Joke. And he says, you know, people can't really say that they wouldn't do the bad thing unless, or that they wouldn't be bad unless they've tried it. Like the guy pretty much goes on this whole tangent about how, you know, laws really prevent people from discovering if they really do like being evil or not, because, you know, we've kind of conditioned where, oh, if you do this bad thing, you get punished. But the question is, like, if you knew you wouldn't get punished, then would you do this bad thing? Like, laws don't really reveal what you really are. It's just only when you have the freedom to act and then what you do with that freedom that counts. So I think that an anonymity really gives that freedom.
That's a hard fucking word, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think, you know, it does kind of reveal their true nature in a way, because it's like you chose to act this way knowing there wouldn't be any repercussions. So, like, if I know I'm in a place that it's illegal to kill and I don't kill, you could easily argue, well, he's just following the law. But if there was a war where, like, the purge was going on and I just never partook in the purge, that says everything, because I could have killed somebody. I could have killed multiple people without any consequences. So, yeah, I personally feel like it does kind of go into the true nature thing a little bit. So why not? But what do you think about it, sir?
Yeah, you know, I think you kind of changed my mind on it, because I was going to be like, I think that the anonymity kind of gives people an excuse to misbehave. And again, I'm quoting Abel there. He actually said misbehave in his question, which is just the most adorable thing.
I know!
But I really, like, I want to say that that's, like, it's, like, not necessarily the only cause, but it is, like, an amplifier. Like, people, when someone knows that there are no repercussions for what they say, and they know that they're anonymous, and they know that, like, they can get away with saying pretty much whatever they want. By the way, we just put up 17 fucking points. Holy, or no, never mind. I was looking at shots instead of saves.
Yeah.
Instead of goals. We put up 13 points, though, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, our first shutout, too. Yeah, fucking beautiful, finally.
Whew, man. But anyway, so I think it does amplify negativity in people. I think it really does, like, I think part of just being a good person is choosing not to act on your negative, bad like thoughts. Like, if, you know, like, I think a good example would be like if you see, I don't know, if you see like a woman out with two little brats running around being hellions, I think that the line between someone who's nice and would be considered a good person and some who's considered rude is whether you allow those thoughts of, God, these kids are fucking brats, I hate their faces, to stay in your head or come out into the world. And I picked a team, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, so, like, I think that there's a big difference between, like, what people are thinking and what people actually say. Even if they want to say certain things, I think that there's a certain degree of, like, I mean, you know, I think that there's a certain degree of just the ability to understand what's socially acceptable and what isn't. And when you're anonymous, it doesn't matter if something's socially acceptable, you know?
And, you know, like, I guess, and I don't mean to say this, like, in defense of the troll, right? But I guess to kind of back off a little bit of, oh, of course, it kind of reveals the true nature in a way. I do feel like sometimes we might have a tendency, because, like, when you're out in the world, right? It's like there's that proximity there, there's that intimacy there, like you're looking at somebody, you're seeing somebody, you're seeing the world in motion.
Yeah.
And I feel like the internet has constructed the world in a completely different way, like fundamentally, that we have this tendency to disassociate. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really bother to think, like, oh, there's a person on the other end of this, just because of how the online world is structured. Like, it's kind of weird psychologically, like, how that works out. Because, like, if I'm going out, I know that I'm going to be, like, surrounded by people. But yet that thought doesn't really, like, come to me when I'm in a forum that I'm surrounded by people. Because it just, the dynamic changes.
Because you don't see them.
Exactly. You see avatars.
You don't see individual people. You just see text on a board.
Exactly. You see text or avatars or just, like, other stand-ins for actual, you know, reality.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's like just this augmented reality, this fucking, you know, forum that you're on. telling somebody that they're a piece of shit or whatever trolley tactic you're using, and yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
interesting question, Abel. I'm glad you asked it.
Look at your thought-provoking face. He is so fucking precious. I told him last night that he's never allowed to leave us ever. You hold him to that too. If he's trying to leave, you hogtie that son of a bitch. I don't even care if the Grim Reaper has something to do with it. I'll punch him in the fucking face too.
What about the Grim Reaper?
Well, I'm just saying, like, no matter what tries to take Abel, because I said he's never allowed to leave us. So, like, just can't happen. Not even death can take Abel from us. I won't allow it.
I got you. We have to make sure that he outlives us, right?
Oh, dude, absolutely. A planet without Abel Herrera is a planet I just don't want to live on.
Fuck. Sorry, guys. I looked at the Twitch chat there while I was trying to pursue the ball and I ended up losing track.
Oh. Thought I could go in. Oh, of course it didn't.
Dude, are you in goal? Yeah, make sure you're in goal.
Okay.
There you go.
That should go around, maybe, possibly. Yes,
sir. Oh, you.
Whoa! Oh, and I got shot. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Sometimes I think I actually sound more like the mountain lion than Willie Wilson.
And I'm gonna hit this, or so I thought. I mean, I did, but
apparently I am really fucking hungry. My belly just growled like crazy. It was like a long, drawn-out.
I'm really craving some cereal. I love cereal, man.
I actually, I'm not sure if anyone is into this idea or not, but I actually just started recently making my own custom cereal. I mean, it's not like homemade cereal. I'm not going to try and pretend that it's that. But it is customized in the sense that I put Cocoa Puffs in a bowl, and then I put dehydrated marshmallows, like what are in Lucky Charms, in the same bowl, and I basically just eat Cocoa Puffs with marshmallows. It's delicious.
All right, next question.
Yeah, third question from Mabel. Are intentions or outcomes more important when judging whether actions are moral?
Oh my god, what is with these philosophy questions, Abel? No, this is just his way of telling me he loves me. I'm guessing this is a question for both of us, though?
Yes.
So, I mean, I've really become more of a, oh my god, that was excellent. I've really become more of a consequentialist kind of guy. Like, consequences are what matters. I know there are actually some strands of moral theory that I think try and focus more on intentions, but my thing is, and maybe this just comes from my leftist leanings, like, not to be a whole, like, we live in a society meme, but kind of, yeah. Like, we live in a society with, like, material effects, and, every action is just going to be kind of, like, unfold out in that world. So consequences fucking matter. Like, if you were doing something with the intent to help people, and then, I don't know, say you, like, start a house fire or something, and you deprive a family of 4 of a home, like, it doesn't matter what your intentions were, that's still a very legitimate material effect. So I'm definitely more that consequences matter more rather than intentions.
Yeah, I've actually been kind of struggling with this personally, because like I had the same thought, because like to me I don't think that it's right to punish somebody for an accident. Like I just don't,
right.
I don't know. I feel like accidents and mistakes should be allowed to be made, but like at the same time, if it has like long-term permanent effects, like there has to be something, right? Like,
well, that's kind of what, yeah.
You can't just let them get off scot-free, but at the same time, like, I almost feel like the punishment should be determined by both the consequence or the result and the intention. Like, you can't just say one or the other is going to dominate everything.
Well, and I will say too,
because like
dude,
if somebody is like, I don't know, if somebody's like smoking a cigarette and they like drop the cigarette butt on the ground, like that's a crime in and of itself, and that sucks. But obviously they weren't trying to kill a fucking family with it. Whereas then there's like an arsonist who intentionally did it because they wanted to burn it down and kill the family. Like,
oh yeah.
I think that those two crimes, even though they had the exact same result, should have different punishments.
Right. Yeah, and that kind of goes. Oh, man, see, when you ask like a question that's like tinged with like philosophical underpinnings, I could go on about it for hours, because I even have, just to kind of touch on your point, like about how we should handle things like this. I'm pretty staunchly against like the retributive model of justice, you know, which is how we got the big carceral state that we do today. And I'm more a fan of like a rehabilitative model.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not really rehabilitating people.
But then, like, again, how do you rehabilitate someone who did something bad unintentionally?
And that's, I mean, that gets into even like a grayer territory of like
almost like programming, right? Like, that's
well, yeah, because remember when you and I guess we could just get into another game here, because I can tell this is going to be like more of an in-depth discussion.
Yeah, you know what? Before we do, let me just read the next question so I can read
crap.
it.
I did.
Oh no, you're fine. Oh God, okay, it's another philosophical thing. So thanks, Abel.
God, yeah, Abel, you loaded it out. Because remember that one Rocket League? Because I don't think this is a Twitch thing, because this was just before we started doing it, where I was telling you about like papers that I've read about like moral education and like using technologies and medicinal technologies, like pills to forget your rape, or like pills to remove the urge to rape, and this and that. We kind of had a discussion about that. That's the kind of territory I think you get in when we talk about like, you know, rehabilitative models of justice for people that did things.
Oh, pills to be more aware of where you drop your cigarette butts. Like, what?
Yeah, like, obviously we're using the pill as, like, a hypothetical device.
Right, it's like any, if there was, like, some kind of, like, cognitive therapy that could magically make somebody think something, like, either way.
Exactly. And it's... See, I never want, and this is why I love, like, philosophizing and you know, talking with my little groups and writing when I can and reading when I can, because like you said earlier, I wish we could buy more time. Because I don't think, like, anything...
I wouldn't be able to afford it. I would have to use my time to buy more time to be able to afford more time.
I know, right? But yeah, I feel like nothing's ever really cut and dry, even if it looks superficially so. Like, when you really start tugging at the threads, you see, because, like, even my answer of just, like, consequences. Well, Ashton has a great retort of, like, well, sometimes consequences are beyond our control, which, again, gets to an area that, like, my friend Angel's very preoccupied with, called moral luck. You know, like, if you have two people that drive home drunk, and the only difference is that one drunk driver actually hit and killed a kid, and the other drunk driver, you know, got home safely. They both did something incredibly reckless, except the other person had the misfortune of having somebody walk in their path of, you know, fucking... driving while intoxicated. So
well, and I also battle with the whole idea of drunk driving too, because like everyone knows that driving while drunk is bad, but at the same time, when you are drunk, that literally impairs your ability to make good decisions. So like, how much blame can we really put on a drunk person for getting behind the wheel of a car?
But can't we
influenced by something that literally says like it's gonna fuck up your decision making, you know?
But see, like this is where I'm talking about when I say like tugging on threads, because couldn't you just make the same argument that the person, like, I want to put this right because I don't want to confuse you and I don't want to confuse our chat. Like, the person that gets drunk, right? I would say they're a categorically different person in a sense, because they're uninhibited and they're kind of clouded, than the person before they got drunk. And the person before they got drunk, if they knew they were going to a bar to get drunk, don't you think they should have the foresight to be like, well, if I'm going to get hammered, I should have a ride planned, whether I have enough money to order an Uber or call a friend or something.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with that. But like, there's also like the gray area of people that maybe planned to have a drink or two and just ended up going overboard and didn't think it through.
So it's more like a circumstantial thing. Like, they didn't necessarily go with the intent of like, yeah, I'm going to get shit-faced. No, it's like only a drink or two. And then like, due to extraneous circumstances, yeah, you got a little bit of my sympathy there, man. You got a little bit of my sympathy there. I'm
not trying to be like, oh, we should have more sympathy for drunk drivers. Like, that's not my goal here. My goal here is just, like, we need to understand that, you know, people in general know, like, drunk driving is bad. It's not like people are like, oh, you know what's really fucking cool that I need to start doing more of is driving while drunk. Like, nobody's like that. But people who do drive drunk are typically put in that situation, unfortunately.
Wow, they gave me an epic save while the ball exploded in my face. Fuck
That's
you, Rocket.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Yeah, man, like, no, I get what you're saying, because, like, this is why, and again, you'll find philosophers, like, in moral philosophy, you know, everything's kind of like a camp or a school, and we're all competing with each other, and we're all killing each other. It sounds like Mortal Kombat, but it's less flashy. Because there are some people that are like, I can't believe that worked. There are some people that are like, there are genuine, objective moral rules. And then there is, of course, the school of, like, moral relativism that, like, you know, no one position is more correct than any other. And, you know, I kind of struggle with that question too, because if we try to take for a moral rule, for example, like stealing is wrong, like blanketed, then like that would put on the same categorical plane a wealthy person stealing like a loaf of bread and a poor person that's starving stealing a loaf of bread. Like I see a fundamental difference there. But like the moral rule is that stealing is always wrong, then those circumstances don't matter. And that just doesn't seem like intuitively correct to me. Like it just seems flawed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, but is there ever a case where driving drunk? I guess if you wanted to make an extreme case, like, oh man, I'm drunk, I didn't plan on driving, but somebody's like bleeding, and I'm the only one that could drive, then maybe. But that's like a lot of asking. Like that's setting up a lot of crazy extraneous circumstances.
But again, though, like I just wanted to like raise the idea of when you're drunk, you're not necessarily in the right state of mind to be like, oh, I totally shouldn't drive right now. You know?
Right. Right.
Granted, you should always be prepared, and you should like know when you're going to get drunk or when it's likely you're going to get drunk. But I don't think that not having that level of preparation, which could also just be akin to not being an experienced drinker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If it's someone's first time out to a bar and they get drunk and they didn't expect to get drunk and they have to go home, like I guess walking home would be a good idea. But they're drunk and they're not in the right state of mind and they're not making the clearest minded decisions. So. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. There are like, I think there are so many like offshoot discussions we can have with this question too. But I think you're about to. Yeah, you scored. Let's move on to the next question because you said that's also like a deeper one, and I'm curious.
Does jealousy have value in driving humans to improve themselves, or is it a purely negative emotion?
Again, and the only reason I'm comfortable like expounding on it is one, we're playing Rocket League and we're all chilling out, and two, I think Abel would be disappointed in me if I didn't go on my bullshit. So I think the social situation in which emotions find themselves are incredibly important. So to like bring that down a bit, right? We live in a hyper-capitalist society where it's like you all have to compete with each other, maximize your profits, all that stuff, right? Like those are kind of the virtues, so to speak, of a capitalist society. Jealousy.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, let me see if I can stop this, possibly, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That was much ado about nothing. But anyway, I think jealousy it would be conducive in a capitalist society given those conditions because you're like, oh, that person's making more than me. I'm jealous. I want that. And they want that. They want you to internalize feelings of inferiority because of status or wealth or this and that. I feel like if we had a psychologically healthier society that didn't fetishize work culture of, you know the fucking stories, like, oh, this person started a lemonade stand to, like, buy their insulin or some shit. Like, see, with your labor, you can do anything. I feel like if we had a psychologically healthier society that didn't fetishize work culture, that didn't, like, have the whole bootstraps and individuality mentality, then I feel like jealousy would just be purely harmful. And I do think it still is at the end of the day, but I do think in social contexts, there are situations where that emotion benefits. If we're talking solely to the human being, I don't really see when jealousy is ever good, unless it maybe inspires you to do some introspection about why you're jealous in the first place. But socially, I definitely think there are structures that capitalize off of even those negative emotions. So that's kind of my take on it. What about you, man?
I'm firmly in the camp of jealousy has value because it makes people want to get better. Because
right,
like, and it's not just like, oh, I need this stuff, like capitalist type. Literally, like, I just imagine like there are so many movies where someone's just like looking at this hot girl and just like, God, I wish I had her, and like. The incorrect way to react to that is the way they do in movies, where it's just like, oh, I just have to like fucking stalk her and try and convince her that I'm better and whatever. The correct way to react to that is like, why don't I have her? It's because of this, and this, and also maybe just because she's just not into my type. But regardless, I could get someone that looks like her if I improve myself. Like that's, and I think that it really plays off of what you said, which is like, introspect about why you're jealous. That to me is the important part, is when you feel jealous, and I picked a team, by the way, when you feel jealous, you need to think about why you're jealous and try and make an effort to fix the problems that caused you to be jealous in the first place. But I think that jealousy, like as a feeling, I think that it's a good thing because it highlights flaws about ourselves that we can work on.
Yeah. And I think too, like that introspection, at least speaking from my experience, it kind of shows you like how the world around you affects you.
Yeah.
Because I can even tell you, like, in my pursuits in philosophy, like, I just want to love it and I just want to support everybody. But there have been times where I've been jealous of, like, my friend's success, or like, oh, I wish I could do that. And then I'm like, well, wait, where is this coming from? And then it's like, oh, because I'm buying into the culture of, like, publish or perish and hyper competition and whatever, and I'm measuring my self-worth based on another person's success, and that's not healthy. So yeah, like, and that is really what it comes down to, is introspection or interrogation, if you prefer, but just asking yourself questions. I remember once I saw a video, and I really didn't care for most of it except for the end part, because it was about a guy that, like, his girlfriend cheated on him. It was the same case. There were two guys, both of their girlfriends, like, cheated on them. But the only difference was one guy, rather than, like, just being so sad and angry, like, all the time, and like, oh, that bitch, how could she do that to me, actually asked, like, well, what caused you to cheat on me? Like, I feel like the questions we ask are so important. Like, you gotta ask the right questions to be able to get anywhere, rather than just thinking, like, oh, so-and-so's the problem, or this is the problem. But yeah, I don't know if that sufficiently answered the question, but since I did score, if you want to move on to the next question, we can.
And I also want to say, like, I feel like without jealousy, we wouldn't have become, like, the dominant form on the planet as far as, like, just humanity. Like, if we didn't feel envy and jealousy, I feel like we wouldn't have the ambition to strive to improve things the way that we did. Like, if one person is able to make something cool, another person wants that cool thing, and then, like, all of a sudden we need to come up with a way to make that thing for a whole lot of people, and we have a fucking industrial revolution. You know what I mean? Like,
would you? Because I don't want to put words or terminology in your mouth. Would you say, like, you're making an appeal to, like, evolutionary psychology there? Like, you feel like jealousy, like, has an evolutionary benefit?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Because, like, I don't know if I agree with evolutionary psychology per se, but that's a whole nother discussion that I'm really not even equipped or in the mood to, like, have right now.
It's basically like, we evolved certain emotions and certain feelings and certain things that we do that might be considered weird for evolutionary advantages, right?
Right.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. That's cool. Because I always, like, sometimes when you, like, have an opinion, I like to, like, not necessarily put you in a box, but I always just, like, a nice little framework with which to operate. It's like, oh, that kind of sounds like
I approach pretty much everything with a very scientific view and lens. So when it comes to, like, even, like, emotions, like, I'm well aware that our emotions are caused by certain chemical reactions in our brains that make us feel those things. So
yeah, I got that. I think that's what makes him and I such a great team, honestly. Because, like, while we're waiting to be able to ask another question here, like, that's just always been the thing. We've even said, like, I'm the humanities guy. I also prefer, like, romantic with a capital R to kind of denote the whole intellectual period where they were like reason and emotion. And I've always kind of joked that, like, Ashton's the STEM guy, so it's just always interesting to kind of get his perspective and just kind of how we can answer the same question but come away with either two interpretations or just two different solutions altogether. So pretty cool.
All right, next up from Abel: draft a Survivor Series team for both men and women, only using current or former NXT superstars, please.
Current or former, huh? Well,
would you rather start with the men or the women? Let me ask you that.
Starting with the women.
Current or former, and we'll go back and forth. So you get a draft pick, then I'll get one, and we'll just go back and forth.
So wait, is it like a current team versus a former team, or concurrent and former?
No, it's you can use current and former superstars
on the same team. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I want to clarify. So current superstar Io Shirai for one team.
For your first pick.
Yeah, first pick. Yeah.
Over Kyrie.
Yeah, because I have a scheme in mind. I have a scheme in mind, so I wanted to get Io out of the way first.
Okay, well, you're probably going to end up with Kyrie anyway, because my first pick is Sasha Banks, obviously.
And that's what I was counting on. I wanted you to pick Sasha because I wanted Io and Sasha on the same team. Now I go Kyrie. I just didn't want us to miss our window there, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. So Io, Sasha, Kyrie.
Wait, did you say you wanted Sasha and Io on the same team?
Yeah.
Well, they're not now. Sasha's on my team, Io's on yours.
God damn. Oh, I guess we're competing against. Oh, I see what's happening here.
Well, yeah. So if you want to start over, we can. Because
no, I still got Sky Pirates. I just thought it would be cool to have Io and Sasha on the same team. Like, I thought you and I were building a dream team together, and I was like, oh,
we're building each other. Like, we're each building a team, but we're doing it draft style. That's what I thought.
Oh, well, I got Sky Pirates, so yeah, fuck that. That worked out well.
Well, yeah. Well, then I'm gonna get Team Bay. I'm gonna take Becky Lynch second.
Okay. Current or former NXT stars, Asuka. So we'll just do Asuka, have the three of them together.
Okay. And I will take Shayna Baszler.
Awesome. I will take Ember Moon.
Oh, I forgot about Ember. God damn.
I was hoping you would.
I'll take Bailey then. Fuck it.
Okay. And then I will take Emma.
Oh man. All right. Wait, didn't you only get 4 people? We're going 5.
Yeah, right?
You got Kyrie, you got Io, Kyrie, Asuka, Emma. Who am I? Oh, Ember, of course.
Ember,
so you got 5. And I have Sasha, Becky, Bailey, Shayna. And then my 5th pick is... God, I feel like there's one just staring me in the face that I'm just forgetting about. I feel awful about it. You know what? I'm gonna take one from the Emma era as well. I'll take Paige, NXT Paige specifically.
All right, men's. Now that I know like how this is working, my first pick will be Finn Balor.
Ah, he's definitely the number 1 overall pick for NXT. Like, the NXT Finn was the fucking bomb.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got Finn. I'll take Neville.
Hideo Itami.
Sami Zayn.
Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, that one hurts. Oh man. Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, nice. Velveteen Dream.
Oh. You know what? I'm gonna reunite DIY, Johnny Gargano.
Nice. Okay, so I got Hideo, Finn, Andrade, Velveteen.
And
Aleister Black.
Oh, you prick. All right, so I've got Neville, Sammy, Ciampa, Gargano, and Adam Cole.
Yes! Had to leave you Adam Cole, man. I knew for me emotionally Adam Cole was off limits. I couldn't hurt your face like that. So I'm just like...
But I took Tommy Entertainment.
Yeah, but Ciampa Daddy is all of our fathers. You know that's true. So like I can't hate.
All right, well, our next question is from Alex Foster. He had 5, and then we have 4 questions from Ella, and that'll be the last 4 questions that we've got.
Ella beat Foster again.
Ella, yeah. Foster's first question: if we're supposed to take wrestling rumors with a grain of salt, why do we so easily believe some rumors and at the same time so easily dismiss others?
I think because the ones that we, and I want to qualify this here, are ready to believe or really want to believe involve the people that we like. So like,
if they're negative, people that we don't like.
Exactly.
It's all just confirmation bias. The ones that we want to believe are the ones that feed into stuff that we already believed.
You know what? Ashton answered it so succinctly. I was going to say stuff, but fuck that. Next question from Foster.
You know what? I also think that there's a degree of just like experience. Like we've known about the company for as long as we have, and we've been following it for as long as we have. That some rumors are easier to believe than others.
Yeah.
Like especially when it pertains to like Vince and the booking and stuff. Like it's way easier to believe a rumor that's like Vince McMahon hates Leo Rush just because like Leo Rush is everything that Vince McMahon has historically not liked or got behind. So it's not hard to believe that at all. So of course we're going to believe that. Whereas like if there was something that came out that was like, oh, Vince McMahon, not a big fan of Drew McIntyre. It's like, dude, he literally called him the fucking chosen one. Why would we believe this rumor?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. Second question from Foster. If you guys had a sketch comedy show, what actors / wrestlers / people would you want to guest star in it?
Kyrie would have to, so I could squeeze for 30 minutes. Johnny. I'm not going to say Andrade, only because, like you said, the language barrier. But if we could get Zelina, though, then I would have Zelina and Andrade both. I really just want to get all my faves on a sketch comedy show, clearly. Who are some people that we think are like... Oh, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce are a must.
Yeah, like, I like my first draft pick for a sketch comedy show using wrestlers would be Billy.
Yes. Oh, my God. So, yeah, Billy definitely is a must. Who else? You know what? I think Shinsuke would be good for some laughs, and Rusev, but not Lana. Lana's not invited.
Lana's not funny. Lana's fucking cringe as hell.
Yeah. Rusev, though, is genuinely funny, and I feel like Shinsuke has his own brand of humor that I'm down with. So, taking it seriously...
Oh, you know what? I'm going to add a name. Samoa Joe.
Yeah, dude, yes.
Put a cookie in my mouth.
So, So just to answer it more seriously from a comedic front, I agree with Ashton 100% about Billy Kay. First draft pick easily. Rusev, you can actually drop Shinsuke. Like, I think he's funny as a heel, but I don't know like what his humor would be outside of that.
New Day.
I was gonna say New Day. Yeah, I was gonna, especially. I want to emphasize Big E particularly.
Yes.
Dude has a fucking line to my funny bone.
And you know what? Since we're on New Day, let's add Kevin Owens too, because he's got some funny chops too.
Yeah, and Sammy's really started to develop his own funny chops with the whole heel persona that he's on.
Yeah, and you know what? Foster makes a great point too. Breezango, both of those guys.
Dude, yes. Yes.
Honestly, I love Breeze. You know I love Breeze, but especially Fandango. That dude's fucking incredible.
Absolutely.
He's got a straight line to my funny bone.
Yeah, I feel like this is the best sketch comedy show ever. I'm good to move on to the next question.
I know, right? How has WWE not just already done this already?
How are we not getting paid by them? It's like we're improving your product. But that was their...
I mean, to be fair, I mean, the difference between us and their employees is that their employees get paid for them to not take their words of advice.
Yeah.
That's really the only difference.
Right.
They take about as much input from their actual employees as they take from us, which is to say, like, none.
Exactly. So, next question from Foster.
Third question from Foster. Besides music videos and wrestling, what other things does William Regal have... Wait, what other things does William Regal have the NXT roster? I think there's something weird about the wording there, Foster. Do you want to clarify?
Yeah, if we can just get some clarification on that.
Besides music videos and wrestling. What does Regal have to do with music videos?
Well, we know about his #1 hit single, Straight Outta Blackpool, so...
Is that... I guess...
I feel like you wanted to ask a question about it, but wait, you're just like, no, that's absurd. But I don't
it's more like I don't want to reveal myself as ignorant, so I'm just...
That is fucking precious. I don't know if you've ever been that adorable. Like, you wanted to go into skeptic mode, but you're like, wait, there's people here. Shit. Yeah, I guess. Totally. I love you. Straight Outta Blackpool. That was a heel book reference, by the way, so...
Oh.
I wish they'd make more trailers, but they're done with that now, so... Because nothing ever lasts!
Just ask Varys.
Alright, so do you want to move on to Alex's next question while we're waiting for a clarification?
You said since the new theme is basically a music video.
Right.
Well, what other things does William have the NXT roster do, I guess is the other thing that he was missing.
Go to school? I mean, because, you know, there is still, the promo part.
Yeah, like, they obviously do all kinds of, training behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Unless you mean, like educational school, not, wrestling school.
Right, well, I was just meaning, but that goes with the training, the promo classes and stuff like that, so, yeah.
I hear every Friday night they get pizza and play, what's the name of that game? Simon Says.
Oh, that's interesting. What a quaint tradition.
I know. That's a Regal special right there.
All right, next question from Foster.
Fourth question from Foster. NXT wrestlers on the house show circuit you'd like to see more of? I mean, honestly, the easiest question for me is Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes. Yeah, Deonna Purrazzo.
Also Brennan Williams, though. I want to see more Brennan Williams. He's big and charismatic and has had a really hilarious assortment of gimmicks on the house shows.
I also would say Rachel Evers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She's definitely grown on me, so would love that. Pretty much all of the underutilized women right now currently in the women's division.
There are a lot of them.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just really waiting for that next class. We've
been waiting for that next class for what feels like a long time.
Yeah, this current class is just really kind of I don't know if there's ever been I don't know if there's been a longer tenure of a single class, but speaking specifically about the women's division than what we're currently doing.
I feel if you would call the class of Asuka's challengers.
Yeah.
Ember and Nikki Cross, that whole and Bailey early on, and that whole crew,
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But even then, like this is becoming the class of Shayna's challengers, you know?
Right, yeah, for sure.
And it's like, I guess Kyrie is like the longest lasting one, and she's gone now, so.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So now it just comes down to Bianca and Io, I guess. And if you let her have her way, Mia.
Yeah, I hope she gets her way. Mia's very talented. But I can't wait for Io's singles run.
Yes. Holy shit, these bots are annoying.
And dude, the way it's looking, by the way, it seems like Io might be getting her title shot before Candice, because Candice, her and Casey had an exclusive, and they're like, oh yeah, the women's tag titles are on our site, so maybe they'll do something with that, given that the Iconics are champions? I don't know.
I don't see it happening, honestly.
Oh no!
Of course.
Alright, next question.
Fifth and final question from Foster. What other wrestlers should have their own kids shows? Oh god. Sure as fuck not Ellsworth.
Oh, gee. Behave yourself. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, because Firefly Funhouse just kicked ass. So much fucking better than Caillou. Fuck that bald piece of shit.
Oh god, I don't think that there is an answer to this question. I guess like Alexa Bliss, because she seems like she's probably good with kids and would genuinely have a good kids show. I don't know.
Bailey seems like an obvious choice too.
Yeah, so yeah. Bailey and Kyrie both kind of fit that. Bailey more.
Oh my god! Says you.
Well, no, I just mean like Bailey comes off as more like someone that would be like, I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, that's right. You abandoned your post. Yeah, you abandoned your post. No, because like.
Oh yeah, and then another underutilized woman that we haven't seen on TV yet that was mentioned in the Twitch chat is Chelsea Green.
Oh yeah, well she's currently injured, so I'm not going to fold NXT too much for that. But yeah, she's currently dealing with an injury, I think.
I was not aware of this.
But yeah, Bailey could have like a Mr. Rogers-esque program, and then we could have a Pirate Adventure show with Kyrie. And then as far as like men. I don't know. That's where it gets a bit tougher. I get Mojo Rawley, maybe.
Oh no!
That was clearly
we could have oh god. Do you remember? I'm guessing this is probably me like aging myself, even though I'm only like a year and a half older than you.
Yeah.
Did you, when you were younger, did you ever read Gallant and Goofus comics?
No.
Oh god, yeah, I'm old.
Fuck, you're old.
They were in Highlights magazines. Do you know what Highlights magazines are, or am I old on that too?
I don't know what those are.
Oh god damn it. Okay, well anyway, there were all these little comic strips called Gallant and Goofus, where there was like one kid that was a jerk and another kid that was like a model child, basically.
Right.
Interesting if we could do something like that for kids with like a heel wrestler and a face wrestler every week.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I
mean, somebody even said Daniel Bryan. It would be interesting if we had Daniel Bryan and then like a baby face wrestler, or maybe we just get Bryan to play both roles. Where on one hand it's like Bryan as this heel character shouting about how like, you know, all these people are fickle and just being the heel and being a jerk with his message. And then, like, the Gallant version would be, it could be Bryan, or it could be, like, Miz, or it could be, like, whoever they would want to use as babyface, being like, yes, we have global warming, and we should do something to stop it, but I'm not yelling.
Yeah, the way you said that, oh my god. All right, questions from Ella.
Yeah, first up, last thing you spent money on.
Oh, I bought my friend a book, so that was something that was probably the last thing I spent money on.
Yeah, God, this is a genuinely difficult question for me because I don't spend money, like, at all. And, like, paying bills doesn't fucking happen, so.
I mean, doesn't it, though?
No.
When it's, like, the last thing you spent money on?
I know, like, that's technically the last thing I spent money on, but it's also, like, I didn't want to. Like,
right.
When I think of what's the last thing you spent money on, then I think of that question. It's like, what's the last thing that you willingly gave up money to get?
I can understand that.
And I really don't know what my answer is. God.
This could just be a pass question for you, brother, if you don't have a genuine answer. I mean, Because if you just really don't spend money that often,
Yeah, because
you know?
I'm trying to think of an answer that doesn't involve bills or like just food to eat. Because that's like everyone does that, and there's nothing important about that. So I guess I would have to go back to like a long time ago and say like last summer I bought a PFF Elite subscription for like $25. I don't know.
All right, then.
I really don't like. You gotta understand. I'm perpetually broke. I don't spend money on anything because I save it all for my bills.
Oh, my God. You poor man.
Literally poor, yes.
Hashtag dismantle capitalism. Or at the very least, if you don't want to do negative, hashtag institute UBI. Get this man some motherfucking money.
That's
no!
you.
Please tell me you can I can't trust anybody.
Great
Ah,
job.
there we go. Oh.
Did you say you can't trust me?
Oh, I said I can't trust anybody, so you're part of that set, so yeah.
I tried, okay? I was there. I
Clearly not hard enough.
I stalled them. I didn't let them shoot when they wanted to, okay?
Which, to be fair to you, there are plenty of times where I have not tried hard enough, so I will give it to you. But that was a close one, and I think that we can both objectively agree. I am very proud of myself there for just buckling down. So, damn you, Mountain!
Oh, no. No. Oh.
Oh, balls.
Well, the second question from Ella is actually just for me, and it's, are the Patriots going to win the AFC again? And it's like, if you're asking me if I think they will, I probably. 'Cause it's fucking Patriots. But in my dream world, the Browns or the Chiefs are going to win it.
The only thing that made that question was just your tone the entire time. They just scored on us, and then you get asked a question about the fucking Patriots of all teams, and you're like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna die either way, so, you know.
Die lonely and miserable.
Dude, this has not been a good run for you. I mean, for one thing, they scored on us, which I will totally accept responsibility for. Like, that's not on you, but I know you hate it when they score. You had to talk about the fact that you were poor, literally and figuratively, when I was like, this poor man, because of an economics question about what was the last thing you spent money on. And then you get a football question on the Patriots. Give this man something, people. Jesus Christ. Next question.
Third question for me is again, it's for me. Thoughts on Pete Carroll? I mean, he's all right. I used to like Pete Carroll, but like, he's way too loyal to people that are just not actually good for the team. Like, he kept Tom Cable around for way too fucking long, and now he's keeping Brian Schottenheimer around for just... I mean, really, Brian Schottenheimer being employed at all after the 2014 season or 2015 season or whatever it was that he put together was like, fucking why? And yet, like, not only did he get hired by the Seahawks in 2018, but they actually kept him around because, like, Russell Wilson is a fucking superhero and turned that absolute shit show of an offensive scheme into something passable enough that they actually played pretty well. But, like, Brian Schottenheimer having a job still, I put that on Carroll first and foremost. And, like, it's Russell Wilson. Are you still there? Oh, okay. Freak me out, brother.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah, Russell Wilson deserves better. And, frankly, I hope... I was actually kind of disappointed when I saw that Wilson signed that big extension. Because, like, even though, like, yeah, he's getting paid all kinds of money, he would have gotten paid just as much, if not more, from another organization. And maybe that other organization would have actually, like, I don't know, fucking helped him. Which the Seahawks just have not done at all.
Yeah, all right. Is the last question just for you as well? Is it another football game?
No, the last question is just for you, John.
Oh, what?
It is a John-only question.
Oh my god, Ella, getting me all blushy over here, wanting my opinions.
For John, you ready for this? I'm in goal, so if you want to try and score. What would your reaction be if Kyrie Sane asked if you would like to hold hands?
Oh my god! I would hyperventilate, and then I would just pass out, and then I would miss my window. I'd be like, Kyrie, are you here? I'm ready to hold hands. Bruh, it's been like 2 days. She's gone. No! No, you know what? Because I'm trying to bring the evil out of Ashton. I would want him to tell me the news. Because it would be like somebody telling me I had cancer. Be like, Kyrie, I'm ready to hold hands. Oh, John, she left. It's 2 days removed. Wait, what? But I was just at the signing. Oh, I know. You passed out. You missed your window, bud. She's never coming to New Hampshire again. She hates the winners here. So by extension, she hates your face. Okay, he wouldn't be that cruel, but again, I'm working on it. And then I'd just be like, no! So yeah, Ashton telling me the news is very important. I'm gonna extract his evil essence and I'm gonna do stuff. Alright, dude, we did it. A fucking Q&A through Twitch. But yeah, I would absolutely love it. I really would pass out. That wasn't even a joke. I'd be so fucking nervous, but she's just
it
so
was
sweet.
kind of a joke. It was just a joke with a kernel of truth in it.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's all I've got to say there. I'm going to take my battery pack out for this because we're just going to finish this out. That was Q&A. I don't know how Foster feels
dude,
being
here's
beat
the
out
thing.
here.
Like, even though we had a lot of really, really bad games in that run, we still had that 13-0 shutout that no one can ever take away from us.
Yeah, dude. Yes. So I want to thank everybody that came out for the Twitch and that's going to watch us on YouTube and stuff. You guys are fucking awesome. And yeah, in a moment, Foster, in a moment. But I really enjoyed this. I feel like the first Q&A via Twitch was a success. I felt calm and relaxed the entire time. I think the physical stimulation of gaming while answering questions made it a lot easier for me. I don't know how you felt about it, Ashton. I felt pretty good. And yeah, we'll be doing this again. Let me just get the calendar out here. And we're making great time, dude. It's not even 8 yet. May 30th. May 30th.
A day before the last day in the month. Hello.
Look at our fucking faces right now.
That's pretty exceptional. What can I say?
May 30th will be our next Q&A. Yes, Javaris, I think you did miss your questions. I think, yeah, because we answered everybody.
Yeah.
Let me even see what your questions were again.
Wait,
just
what?
to kind of...
Oh, did I miss Javaris's questions? What the fuck? Oh, I did. Javaris, I'm so sorry. Let's answer his questions real quick. Javaris's first question was, what are your thoughts on Tiger Woods winning the Masters for the first time since 2008?
Good for him, I guess. I know he's been through a lot of shit, maybe even some of it self-imposed, but I hope everybody works their shit out, and if his golf game's still strong, good for him. So, got nothing more to say than that.
Yeah, talk about a comeback. Talk about a fucking comeback. Second question from Javaris, why is Cersei so fucking stupid and stubborn? Because she thinks she's so fucking smart, and she thinks she's Tywin 2.0, and she's just dumb and doesn't know how to do things.
Since you just let me answer the Tiger Woods one, I'm just going to let you have that Cersei one because you pretty much are 100% on the head. And then the final question from Javaris.
Can someone tell me why everyone in Game of Thrones, except for Daenerys and Jon, are concerned about everything except the army of fucking zombies and the fucking blue-eyes white dragon that obliterated the wall with white lightning?
Because they're fucking stupid and they all deserve to fail. Because you know in our Game of Thrones reviews that has genuinely made me angry too. So fuck a sincere answer. Javaris is 100% right. They all need to get beaten like they stole something, which that probably will happen, and a lot of death's probably going to happen this Sunday. So good times. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I don't have anything that I want to add to it, but I do appreciate the alarm, like letting us know, the alert. Appreciate you letting us know that we skipped over your questions, Javaris. That was not intentional. What basically happened was I went through, I had all three main sources of questions pulled up, and I saw that Brandon asked his questions on the 29th, and then that you asked yours on the 20th. And then I went to the other two sources, and there was like a bunch on the 3rd, and then the 13th, and the 14th, and the 16th, and I just forgot to come back to Twitter. So that was on me. That was my mistake. But yeah, man, we do appreciate you saying something. I'm glad that we were able to get around to answering your questions. Would have kind of sucked if we would have missed them. So we do appreciate you saying something, brother.
Yeah. So guys, just to get back to my outro, now that we fixed that up, May 30th, next Q&A, gonna have the pinned tweet on my Twitter profile. You guys know YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord to submit your Q&A questions. If you are a Patreon donor, you get 5 questions per Q&A. If you are not a Patreon donor, you get 3 questions per Q&A. So work all that out. And I think it's a pretty sweet deal because you only have to donate a minimum of $3 to Patreon. That'll get you TWitWoW Discord access. I think it's a great fan server, and especially now that we got the Game of Thrones spoiler tab working back up again with this latest season. So if you're all about the Thrones, which clearly Javaris is. It's a great time to be in the Discord. Let me think. Am I thinking of anything else? No. Join us in a few minutes for a coverage of the night one of the NFL draft.
Yeah, we'll be going live on YouTube for the first round of the NFL draft pretty much as soon as the first pick is actually in. Like we'll watch it, and when it says pick is in, that's when we'll decide to go live. Because obviously we don't want to go live as soon as the commissioner is announcing the pick. We want to be live for a little bit before then, so we have time to do like intro and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see you guys in a bit, and I'm going to hand it over to Ashton to just take us home because I can't think of anything else to say. So I love you guys. Thank you. And we'll see any of you in a few minutes here. So.
All right, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed Q&A this month. If you're on YouTube, you can leave a like. You can subscribe to the channel if you're new and click the bell icon to join the notification squad. But regardless of where you're watching this, I would recommend that you follow us on Twitch. I would also recommend that you follow us both on Twitter and like our Facebook. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy our merch on Teespring, you can donate to our Patreon, and you can share this video, this channel, and even this Twitch channel, if you're here on Twitch, with all of your wrestling fan friends and let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube wrestling community. We are TWitWoW, and we are the workhorses of the YWC, and we will be seeing you all in just a few minutes for NFL Draft Live reactions, but if you're only here for wrestling, then we will see you, I guess, next Tuesday for SmackDown Live reactions, because the next thing that we're doing after tonight is Sunday, live discussion of Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3, The Battle of Winterfell. There's going to be so many deaths. Everyone that we know and love will be ceasing to exist, except for, you know, the ones that are actually important to the story and won't die yet. So we'll see you guys either later tonight or on Sunday, or if you're only here for the wrestling, next Tuesday. But regardless, we hope that you all remember to stay tuned.